aided Joe Biden in using fake names to feed government information to Hunter Biden, Kari. Do you think Americans are finally realizing that their tax dollars are feeding the very corruption that is leading to such misery in this country?
I do think they're waking up, Chris, and realizing that every corner of our federal government has just gone corrupt. And you brought up NARA. I mean, 18 months ago, they watched as President Trump's staff packed up the boxes of declassified documents, loaded it up, brought it to Mar-a-Lago, and then, surprise, surprise, they end up going after him and raiding Mar-a-Lago. Meantime, they know all of these emails exist with Joe Biden's pseudonym. And who knows who they were written to? Maybe they were written to Obama under his pseudonym or his, hidden email. And they have been running cover for Joe Biden. I don't care what you call him. If you call him Robert Peters, if you call him Pedo Pete, if you call him Brandon like the American people do, if you call him Corrupt Joe like President Trump does, I just call him the bumbling fool in the White House. I will tell you this, the American people are wide awake to what's going on, and they just want him out of the White House. And I believe they want President Trump back in there to turn things around.
Well, this all follows the revelation that Biden staffers, they actually met with Special Inquisitor Jack Smith's aides shortly before they brought charges against President Trump. Those charges were supposed to make Trump, as you know, unelectable, but new polling shows Trump with a significant lead as the GOP candidate. Many polls showing him beating Joe Biden or within the margin of error to Joe Biden. Why do you think the Democrats' efforts against Trump with all of these politicized indictments are backfiring?
Well, because it's just so obvious. I mean, they've been going after him since he decided as an outsider to step in and run for office, as a citizen politician. And they have been doing witch hunt after witch hunt after witch hunt. And I think that the American people have just woken up to all of these witch hunts, and they see these indictments as just another witch hunt, another way to try to get Trump. And they've been watching as the fake news works right there in tandem with the corrupt federal government. And they're sick of it because now they're realizing after a couple of years of Joe Biden that, wow, it really was President Trump who was in there fighting for the American people, because they're seeing how Joe Biden isn't doing anything for the American people. He's doing much more for the people in Ukraine and for the corrupt individuals in Ukraine to stoke war there than he is to even help American citizens in Maui whose entire neighborhood and lives have been torched, and he's doing absolutely nothing for them. So the people are just seeing these double standards, the hypocrisy, the lies, and the corruption. And that's why what the Democrats are polling isn't working.
Former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich is making a bombshell accusation about DOJ collusion. And the aptly named Georgia DA Fani Willis, recent interview, he said, quote, Friday evening, somebody from Washington called the district attorney in Atlanta and said, you have to indict Trump on Monday. We have to cover up all the mistakes we just made with Weiss. And Fani allegedly said, my jurors aren't even back till Tuesday. And they said, you didn't hear me. You have to indict on Monday, end of quote. That's what Newt is saying. Couple this with reporting from the Federalist where emails now show Hunter Biden's special protector, David Weiss, was not there to investigate Hunter, but to run interference against GOP investigations on the Bidens. Kari, what do these revelations reveal about the depth of corruption of our own government?
Well, now it all makes sense, doesn't it? Because we were seeing how these indictments were rolled out seemingly within 12 to 24 hours after some bad news would come out about the Biden crime family. And now it is all making sense. It was rushed. Even though there was nothing there, it was rushed because they had to take the heat off of Biden so that their buddies in the fake news wouldn't have to do a 24 or 36-hour coverage of Joe Biden's crimes, of the Biden crime family. They're always trying to give the fake news media cover so that they don't have to talk about the real crime out there, which is the man sitting in the White House has sold out America to the highest bidder. He's sold us out to the CCP, to Ukraine, Kazakhstan. He's taken millions from the Moscow mayor's wife. And so it all makes sense of this timing. And as we're now seeing it, Chris, the timing of how they are going to be laying out these trials, witch hunt trials, to coincide with really important days on the campaign trail.